Hey, so if you want to set up Facebook ads for your newsletter, this is pretty much the process from start to finish, including getting the pixels done, doing the ads, getting the creatives, writing them, and putting them onto Ads Manager. So the very first thing you need to make sure you have in place is make sure you have a Meta business account / business portfolio. So what that means is if you go to business.facebook.com, not www.facebook.com, business.facebook.com, you're going to see this business portfolio, hopefully, if you already have one set up. If not, it's going to show you like a set up your business suite type page. It's kind of long to go through, so if you haven't done that before, just search a tutorial on YouTube on how to get properly set up. Make sure that you add all your assets to it. Otherwise, you'll be running the ads under your personal account, which sucks. So the next thing you got to do is install the pixels. So while you're in the business.facebook.com view, you can see this hamburger menu down on the left-hand side. Click that and go to Events Manager. And then you're going to go to Settings for your dataset, also known as a pixel. And this is your pixel ID. It says dataset ID. They used to call them pixels. They now call them datasets. So the same thing. So just copy that number. It's going to be like, I don't know, 8 or 12 numbers long. Now you need to get into your platform. So if you're using Substack or Beehiiv, you're going to have to follow their instructions on how to get the pixel installed on that platform. For example, on Substack, you just go to the settings of your Substack, and then you put it in the Facebook pixel ID section for it to track. But if you're on Beehiiv, it's way more involved. So you got to watch the official Beehiiv tutorial to really know how to do that. For everybody else, like if you're on WordPress or you're running a HTML website or using a basic landing page builder, you can do it this way. So first thing we need to do is go to Google with a capital G and search Meta base pixel and copy it from this page. So this is the official Meta docs page, which has the base pixel in it, and put it into Notepad or something, because you need to edit it based on that pixel ID that you just got. So this is what the script looks like. You don't really need to do any heavy coding or anything like that, but you do need to replace this where it says your pixel ID, including the curly brackets, and twice. So it's not always clear that it's actually showing twice in here. You can see it there and there. So make sure you replace it on both of those. So I'm just going to select that as an example, pretend that I have changed the number. Now we're going to go and paste that script into your landing page builder. So I use Landingy. It's a page building tool, pretty much like ClickFunnels and all that kind of stuff. I just prefer it. And I can go ahead and add the pixel script. So I would put Facebook pixel page view like this. Add it to the header section. I'm going to add it on both pages. And then I'm going to click Add Script if I can. My face is in the way. Keep it up a bit. Okay, so that's done. We're not completely finished because we need to add the pixel event for complete registration. So this is the actual event that we want to optimize for. And it's really important that we add that on the thank you page. We want to make sure it tracks once somebody go ahead and signs up on that page. But the question you might be having is, where do I get this pixel event from? So you need to go to Google and Google Meta Pixel Events, and you're going to find the official Meta standard pixel events, which looks like this. Specifications for Meta Pixel standard events. And you can go down here, and most people use lead for landing page signups. But in this case, I'm suggesting that we actually use complete registration. I have a theory. I haven't seen it talked about anywhere, but what I'm guessing is Facebook tracks data on a standard events type basis. So if you, for example, track a lot of people searching, it's understanding that these people are searching on websites, but not just yours, all websites that use that event. And they're probably stacking away some of that data to inform the next person's campaign that uses the same event. So my hypothesis is if you use the complete registration rather than the lead one, which a lot of people use, you might get a little bit of an extra bonus because you're getting that shared data behind. That could be all bogus. So once you have that event like this copied, you can go back to your landing page builder, add a new script, pop this in, and instead of that page view, you can go ahead and put the Facebook track complete registration, in there instead. Try to make that line up nicely. Don't forget, you still need to change the pixel ID number in there for that to work. And obviously make it run in the head section only on the thank you page. So this is going to track complete registration only on the thank you page, not on the landing page itself. So now the good news is you've got that all set up. We can move to the ad stage. You can follow your usual process. Here's an example one. The example one is you go to the Facebook ads library, and let's just have a look at some competitors. There we go. So while that's loading, I would usually open up a new Canva, and I would find a square post and then come back here. So looking at this, we can see they're using the subscribe CTA, which is good to know. And like these are the types of creatives that they're running. A lot of text-based, this kind of stuff. Okay, so say I really liked this creative concept, some kind of like list on image thing. I'm going to paste this into my Canva. and then I'm going to make my version of it. So I wouldn't copy it, I'm just going to make my version of it. And do that as many times as I can, basically. Next, we need to do the ad copy as well. So this is important to remember. The Andromeda update has come out on Meta, which basically the TLDR version is Meta no longer looks for one winning ad, it looks for multiple winning ads for different personas or different individuals. It's gone from King of the Hill to Tinder for ads. So we need a lot more ads to try and find a portfolio of winners. We can no longer rely on it finding one winner anymore. So what that means is we need to have a lot more ads and a lot more variations. This guy, Driven Flame on Reddit, had a really good post on how he approaches it. He gives them a model which is called Persona Desire Message. Actually, it's Persona Desire Awareness, sorry. And that way you can basically create a bit of a matrix on all the different people you're going to talk to in the ads and how you're going to talk to them and what desire you're going to tap into. So this is an example. Say you run a newsletter about Ruby or Ruby on Rails, and these are probably the different types of people: juniors in Ruby, managers, like technical managers, that kind of thing, learners, and they each have a different desire. Like the juniors want maybe interesting tutorials, but the learners maybe want some more inspiration to just get over the line, and their awareness stage of your solution to their problem is going to be different. So learners might be completely unaware that they could learn from a newsletter. At least I'm unaware. And then juniors might already know that they're there, but they're not completely convinced that yours is going to be the good one, as an example. So use that to drive your copy. So as an example, I would literally go to a document, go to make my Google Doc for the copy. And then I would do Persona 1, headline, body copy, description, etc. And then I would do Persona 2, Persona 3, etc. So the next thing, we're going to tie it all together, and I'm going to try to do it in under 1 minute, which is to build a campaign. So there are lots of campaign structures that are recommended these days. In light of Andromeda, the latest update, I suggest we go for a CBO, which means we put the budget at the campaign level, one broad ad set, that's Advantage Plus, and we try to aim for 10 to 20 ads. Whew. So what you want to do is go to your campaigns manager, click the green create button, and next you want to choose the leads objective, which is going to take you to a page like this. And now we can go ahead and build a campaign. So the first thing is, you can name it whatever you like. I usually put what the objective is and what it's for. So in this case, I'm going to put signups, newsletter, like that. And then I'm going to put the daily budget. I try to aim for around $50 a day as a starting budget. Next thing, I'm going to put the audience is going to be based on website conversions, because we just set up the conversion. And the conversion event is going to be complete registration. You might see this orange box here that says you don't have any conversions tracked for that event yet. It's kind of normal if you haven't run the campaign yet, or you haven't tracked any conversions for that event before. Just to be sure, make sure you've gone through the steps of setting up the pixel before you run the campaign, obviously. Okay, now down here, I'm going to go to audiences. So you can see here it says Advantage Plus on. So this is a broad, meaning no interests selected. Advantage Plus, which means it's going to use its AI targeting on the back end. But we basically have a two-step to configure the audience. The first thing is we're going to put the locations. So these are the hard controls on the targeting. So I'm going to put United States as an example. Okie dokie. And I can click to show more controls down there. I can select the minimum age, but not the age range. So you might want to stick that at whatever it is. In this case, maybe 25. Okie dokie. And English. Okay. What people did in the past was they would include a lot of interests, but broad means you don't select interest. You don't generally select gender unless it's really important. Cool. So now that that's done, you can call that anything that you want. Usually I would save my audience, and so I can reuse it later. So I maybe call it whatever it is, audience 1, so I can keep track of it. All right, next thing on the ad stage. So first thing, to name the ad, I type in what type of ad it is. So say I developed out these ideas that we did on Canva just before, and say I came up with 3 of them. I am going to call this IMG-A so that I can keep track of it. I'm going to put A1 for meaning it's first variant of image A. Make sure you have the correct pages selected. This is especially important if you have multiple businesses on Meta, because sometimes it can select the wrong account and then it's a disaster. Then go down here, multi-advertiser, I turn this off. The reason why is because that means it will show along ads by other people advertising in the same way. I don't think it's suitable for a newsletter campaign. You might argue that, okay, if someone else is advertising a newsletter, I want to show my ad next to theirs because it makes sense. They might choose mine over theirs. I don't find that to be helpful. I think it may work better in ecom, but just an FYI. Destination, this is where you need to put the landing page link that you just set up with the pixel tracking. So let's just put HTTPS landingpage.com like this. Okay. This is a browser add-on, meaning that when people go to the website, they're going to see a pop-up in the corner for one of these events, like send a message or complete a form, whatever. I make sure that's turned off. We want to make them focused on the exact outcome that you want. Creative, set up the creative. So if you when you click this and click the image ad, it's going to take you through the page builder, sorry, the ad builder experience. Sometimes it wants you to add these link extensions, you can call them, or site links, sorry, is the correct term. I usually turn them off when I'm using landing pages, because there are no other places that you can send people to on a landing page. You just have one destination. It's kind of the point of a landing page. Next, you can go ahead and select the image. Let's just say I'm going to pick this one. Okay, choose the crops. I usually put original for all unless it makes sense, but usually it doesn't. You put in the text that you just did in your drafting over here. Put all of that in. And then the call to action, if you remember, people were using subscribe. So is it going to show here? Yes. I would put subscribe as the CTA. This is FYI, this is Meta doing its own variations of AI ads based on the ad that you put in, including the copy that goes on the ad itself. This is probably going to get better over time, but right now I'd say that this is a C- D+ level, so I wouldn't bother with it, but it might change in the future because it's getting better fast. Okay, now for enhancements. I'm on the border about, I'm on the fence, sorry, about using enhancements. Sometimes it can be cool. So for example, if you see this overlays, it can put the headline in the top of the image there when it doesn't have enough of the image itself. So for example, you made a square image, it can make a 9:16 image by adding an extra section above and putting your ad copy headline in there, which I think can sometimes give you more natural placements, meaning it can show over more different platforms like Instagram and Facebook and so on. But a lot of times it doesn't look good, which is a problem. I pretty much turn off all of them these days just to keep proper control. I used to think music was good as well, but sometimes it can put like clown music on your thing, which kind of sucks. And in the past, it used to put good music. So it seems to change over time. So just have a listen and try it if you want, but it's generally safest to leave it all off. And there you go. You go ahead and you would add all the other 10 to 20 different ads that you've created and click published, and that would be it. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise,